gonna know.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. Alright, so we're here. Mac's about to line up, guys. This is it. This is the run. This is where we're trying it. We're gonna test the launch, see that it goes okay. The track is not very well prepped today. I mean, it's the end of the year, there's not many racers, so obviously they're not going to put the efforts that they would put in an event. But, you know, we're still testing some really interesting stuff, so that's what we're here for. Let's hope we get the time. What happened? We got a new pit crew here. Là, admettons que ça va super bien, puis la tension chip bien.
On va quelque chose.
Ouais? Ok. J'ai hâte de voir. Vraiment hâte de voir. Quoi?
Dans le bord, là.
À gauche, sûrement?
À gauche.
In 7 minutes. After minutes, preparez-vous.
Caméra, c'est lui. Peux-tu peser le bouton, lui ici? Attends. Attends, il va venir rouge. Il est-tu rouge? Il est rouge? Ok, il filme. N'oublie pas le two-step. Il est à plus bas RPM. So, tiens-les dans two-step un peu plus long, laisse-les monter en boost. Donne-y une chance. Quoi?
Il pète pas, tout ça.
Il pète pas, hein?
Hein?
Il pète pas.
Mon pas de power, là.
Tu veux-tu le mettre de côté, on l'ajuste, puis on... Still pushing it. Just let go. Mais je sais pas pourquoi il lâche pas, esti. Ouais. Ouais, ça fait en esti. Oh, tabarnak. Wow. Hey, pour vrai, ça a vraiment shifté comme fou, là, que j'y pense. Là. Wow.
Moi, j'ai fait juste le bruit, là.
Ouais. La 3 sans pas avoir bien rentré, mais...
Oh, c'est un plus.
Ouais, mais je sais pas pourquoi il a pas lâché, là, tu sais. Max,
D'après moi, il aimait ça.
ouais.
Il avait fait un vidéo, ça continuait. Là,
Hey, Ardeur, c'était malade.
En vrai, mais le moteur reste là, mais à côté.
Aïe, aïe, mon gars, genre comme. Ça aurait peut-être pris la guille plus longue, là.
Ouais, hein?
Ben là, c'était quasiment trop court, la 2, là.
Wow.
J'ai accroché le shifter, là.
Ah ouais?
Ça a coupé une petite affaire, mais. Ouais, ça
Ah, fait que t'as juste accroché le shifter, t'as pas.
C'est ça, que le petit couple qu'il y a eu, là.
Après, là, en 3.
Non, en 2.
En 2?
En 2, ça a coupé, puis après ça a parti. Ça n'a pas coupé après. Ouais, ça a coupé, mais.
En tout cas, on checkera la vidéo, là.
Déjà mort, d'après moi.
Ouais.
Ouais, ça
Ouais,
va.
mais tu sais,
C'est à toi.
à chaque fois qu'on améliore quelque chose, on accroche quelque chose d'autre. Hein?
Oh, mais ça, c'est pas
Il y a
grave.
quelque chose d'autre.
Ouais, mais ça, c'est hot.
Ouais, c'est ça.
C'est fini le niaisage. Là.
Non, je peux pas m'asseoir là, hein, ça c'est juste.
Ouais, 40 vitesses dans le
Ouais, c'est assez solide
Ah,
ici.
c'est toi, ouais.
Ah, ok, ouais, il est sur le.
Ouais, bon, pour vidéo, là. Pas mal bon.
Ouais, hein? Là, je suis curieux comme temps que ça fait.
8,7, 5,
Ouais, 8-7 j'ai vu, mais comme...
383, 300. Ouais, c'est juste ça qui est bon. Ben, qui est bon, c'est pas bon, mais.
Ouais, c'est ça, t'as trop, c'est
383.
1,43 60 pieds?
Ouais.
Ah, quand même. 3,83. Oh man, I can't wait to see when this thing like...
Ça, avec la track, on vient aujourd'hui.
Ouais, ça prend une track.
Dégueulasse.
Ça prend une track.
Cars that never spin were spinning today.
Yeah, yeah, the track sucked today. But whatever, it's the end of the year. He doesn't care. He just wants to like open it for the guys at the end of the year. It's not an event.
No.
It's nothing special. It was just a chill day, like end of the year, cold. So, I mean, it would have been awesome if it was glue, but whatever. He told me.
C'est un bon gars pour pousser avec nous autres.
Yeah. He told me, he goes, if the car runs well and everything goes good, he goes, next one we'll talk about it. I'll put you glue if you want. But the car broke. But it's okay. We're happy. Ok, je vais aller chercher la bouteille, la propane puis le gauge. All I gotta say is it's too bad we're not gonna be able to cut because this shit, wow. Like, wow. All right, so we're here. Max just got in the shop. He tells me there's a lot of damage and a lot of shit we gotta see. So I won't lie, I already walked in. I saw what's going on, so I know what's up. Like, it's bad. It's bad. So we went to the track. We tested some stuff on the transmission, and it was phenomenal, amazing. What happened was the shift from 1 to 2 was crisp, beautiful. It actually spun a little bit when it got into 2, so that we'll fix that later. He left his hand on the shifter. By leaving his hand on the shifter, eventually, once the gear detection saw that it went to second gear, it created a cut, and then the car cut in second gear in the middle of accelerating in second gear. Then on the shift to 2 to 3, third gear went in, the shift cut turned on, but for some reason the gear detection on the ECU saw an anomaly and went into, it said 8th gear. 8th gear doesn't exist in the mapping, so it said 8th gear, and then the shift cut did its own thing. And it defaulted to a really, really hard cut, a long shift cut, and so that shift cut killed the car, killed the boost, everything died down for a good period of time, a really good period of time. And then as the car came back online, the nitrous turned on. And the car wasn't loaded up yet. Like, it literally just came off a cut. And the car started to accelerate, nitrous came on, boost was about to ramp back up. And I guess that load, the fact that the car's not actually moving, it's not accelerating, the boost shot up, and we got on the ECU log 85 psi of boost, and the boost cut is at 85 psi. We probably got 120 psi, who knows? But the boost cut and the ECU logs 85. That's where it stopped. it was going horrible. So after that 85 psi cut, then there was definitely damage to the motor because I saw the knock sensor just go nuts. From that point on, the knock sensor was just ridiculous. But Max didn't let off, and he held it to the floor because he's a no-lift kind of guy. And third gear and fourth gear, we got to see some data, even though obviously the head was lifting, and obviously we ended up blowing the gasket at the end of the run. We blew the gasket already, but we ended up like torching the head by the end of the run because he didn't lift. But third and fourth gear, with the 160 shot of nitrous single stage that we ran, a direct port single stage, the car literally went faster than we've ever been before. And if you overlay the two graphs one on top of the other, we gained around 8 or 9 miles an hour by the end of third gear and held it into fourth, but then the motor took a shit and you see smoke come out everywhere and the head lifted completely, and then the car dived down. So we did 182 miles an hour in the quarter mile. We did 870, but there was a huge interruption of power in the middle of the run. But third and fourth gear were so much faster that if we look at what the car's doing, it looks like we might do higher next time. Like, I mean, we might get around 190 plus mile an hour, maybe 192. Like, that's what it's looking like. So I don't know. It's exciting. But now I'm going to show you guys the damage from all of this chaos that happened in one run. And you know what? A lot of these videos I show always chaos, but you got to go through this shit. And I don't care what anybody says. Every team has gone through this shit to get to where they are when they end up doing good, consistent times. So you're going to see a lot of garbage, a lot of hard times in the YouTube channel, because that's the reality. Nobody is always perfect. Everybody has troubles. And if you think you're going to watch the channel and see cool, good stuff, well, it's not a Netflix special. It's a real YouTube channel that shows really what's going on. And the reality is most of the time, you know, there's things that go wrong and things break, especially if you're pushing the limits like we're trying to push the limits. So now I'm going to show you guys the carnage. So here, Max showed it to me like this. He said, look at this one. Nice and tight. Here, Max, because I'm holding the camera. Nice and tight. Oh, whoops, what happened there? Oh, whoops, what happened there? Wow. So all the other 3 rods are like that. The cylinders definitely heated up. The skirts, you know, took a beating. These pistons were pretty new. The skirts took quite a beating. I mean,
Ripped a little.
the last thing that we noticed today, so I mean the head torched, look at the head. Like on 3 cylinders, this thing torched. Torched here, torched here, torched back here, like bad. Where's the gasket, Max? You have it over there? Let's show them the gasket. You think that's reusable?
This one.
So we'll just cut it?
Yep. Just do this.
Save 1 cylinder. Yeah, definitely. Good. That's nice. Now the last thing, I don't think this intake liked having over 85 pounds of boost in it, maybe 100, maybe 120, who even knows? Could be more. But the intake didn't like that. So I'm gonna have to bring that home and re-weld that. I'm gonna weld that for Max. And then to show you guys some of the things we changed and fixed. We welded the mounts. They were tearing off when the lower subframe ripped and basically like broke in 2 spots. The subframe, I guess, caused the engine to pull back. The engine pulling back started splitting open the mounts and ripping them off of their tack welds. So we re-welded the motor mounts, top there and there. Same thing here. We re-welded, I mean, I can't really see. I don't want to move the starter and make it short or anything, but right under there and under here. We re-welded it there and in the back too. And then I brought the subframe home, I repaired it. A big shout out to Seb Fab, because Seb Fab is hooking me up with a new one. And this is one that was made a long time ago. It did tough a while. I think, I had bought it. It was already damaged a little bit. I repaired it. I put it back on. It worked for quite a while. But I feel like maybe it was a little too thin for the application, the amount of power we're running. And I'm hearing a lot of guys that they add supports and they add extra bars in the subframe. So he's making me a really nice new version that he has. He doesn't make these publicly anymore, but he wanted to support. So a really big shout out to him. He's really cool, Seb Fab. He's making a really nice Integra now, and he's going to be out soon, hopefully. So for now, we're going to run the one that I repaired. But over the winter, he said he's going to hook me up with a brand new version where the tubing is much stronger and the design is changed. And actually on his new design, he also incorporated that same bar that I added in the back where the motor mount has like a counter force on it. So it's not all based off a single tube. So that's pretty cool. And then I had fixed the tab over here. I put a really thick washer down there, welded it on so it centers itself with the bar, and then this too over the winter we're going to fix it up and make it a little better. But basically I have a bar that connects to the back of the car. That goes like that. This one goes to the washer that I just showed you. There's a nut welded on directly, so there's no chance of it moving around. And then this counter affects in the opposite direction and holds onto the subframe where I added that extra support. So the new subframe he's going to make me is going to have that position for that support. And then this piece, I'm going to have it done in billet aluminum now that I have my exact positions where I want all the holes to be. So I'm going to have this done in a nice thick billet aluminum. And then I'm going to add a nice clean mount over here. I'm going to cut this off and I'll weld on the TIG. This was done MIG, like fast, just go to the track. So we're going to cut it off, grind it, make it nice, and weld with a TIG, a nice bracket there. But other than that, that's where we stand. We're putting back together the car. It's Friday and we're racing tomorrow. You think we're actually racing tomorrow? We're hopefully racing tomorrow. I think we're racing I don't know. We should be racing tomorrow. I almost sound like Trump, and he's like, we're racing. We should be racing. We do. Yeah. All right. So, we're hopefully racing tomorrow. So you guys see where we're at? Max is going to have this put back together in record times. Record times. We've never seen numbers like this before. Record times. With numbers you've never seen before. So we'll get the car back together, and then hopefully we can get another shot at it. And if we connect all the dots and we do a 140 or 137, 138, 60 foot the way we're hoping, and carry it over into second gear the way we did with what we did on second gear, and then once that goes down, third and fourth gear with the nitrous was way more powerful. So all these things, if they all kind of connect together, this car might be the first 64 millimeter car in the sevens. That's what we're hoping for. That's what we want to do. I mean, racers don't usually like to talk about what they're trying to accomplish because they don't want to jinx it. So I don't want to jinx it. But, this is the goal. Everybody goes to the track with a goal. That's the goal we have. We're hoping that we can get into the sevens, and we're finally seeing some light. Even though we had all this damage, there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel, because the amount of power, the sheer power the car had in third and fourth gear is really promising. Like, we can do a 7-second pass, even I think if we just pull off a 140 60 foot and carry the power over into second and third gear, I think we could probably pull it off. So, there's a really good chance that we could do something nice, and I'm hoping it works out. I'm gonna head out now. I'm gonna grab that intake. I'm gonna go weld it at home. I'm gonna go get some jets. We did a single stage 160 shot. This time, I don't want to hit it with so much nitrous all at once, because I think that contributed a little bit to the boost spike. If ever, it comes on at the wrong moment, I feel like a smaller jet might keep things in order. So We're going to run 2 75 shots. We're going to change the jets. I'm going to go buy different jets, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a 75 shot in one of them, 75 shot in the other, and then have 2 stages of nitrous. You know, this is normally supposed to be for fuel and this one for nitrous, but we're going to run a 75 here and a 75 here. So at least we can transition into that power and not like just hit it so hard so fast. So that's it. I'll see you guys soon.